You ever think about making a new video or writing a new book or making a new video course or whatever you might be doing to push your business forward, and then you get caught thinking, well, no one's going to see this. I don't have enough people on my email list. I don't have enough YouTube subscribers, etc., etc. Well, if so, something I read in this book really reminded me of a very important and powerful principle, and we're going to talk about that and talk about this book coming right up. Hey there, this is Anthony Metivier from BrandingU.Academy, where we help people building their businesses get everything connected on the internet, from Amazon to maybe an online course platform to YouTube to podcasting and so forth, so that you're driving traffic to home base as part of an ecosystem so that you can get the word out about what you do and make sure you have a steady stream of sales coming in and building your business and your brand all the time at BrandingU.Academy. And right now I'm in Sydney to attend a Dean Jackson event at the same time that we're holding a Genius Network contest. So if you haven't already seen the video about that, make sure you click either up here where it's going to appear on the screen or down in the links below to make sure you don't miss out, because it's pretty extraordinary. Someone's going to get a 10K seat at the next Genius Network event that you can't actually buy and attend with my business partner at BrandingU.Academy, Jonathan Levy, which is going to be very, very exciting. Anyway, one of the things that I was thinking about is the difference between vanity metrics and real metrics, the numbers that matter. And you can do a lot of things in your business with tremendously small numbers. And I was thinking about it when I found this book today, Empire of Imagination. And it's all about the founding of the games that were so popular in my childhood, Dungeons and Dragons. And when you look at the history and you see what small numbers that were being dealt with that just absolutely exploded into massive numbers, it's very inspiring, and it helps me remember some of the numbers that I started with when I was doing the early days of magnetic memory method. And if you can guess what that number is, then you're probably in a very similar situation, which is when you get started, 0, right? There's nobody interested as such. However, there's a catch there, as there was a catch here, and I was very astonished to read the history of this, and I'm only just getting started, but because of pre-reading and some of the things that Jonathan and I teach in our other businesses, Magnetic Memory Method and Super Learner, well, I now know a whole lot about the book already because I've gone through it and seen that there's a deep history that was being tapped into. And one of the most interesting things about this is that when you're in a business, you're obviously testing to see if other products exist so you can actually compete in the market, or hopefully you are, ideally you are. And of course we teach you how to do that in BrandingU.Academy, especially with exercises like the Priority Star. And you really, really want to make sure that there's an existing market. And that's so interesting to see in this particular world of Dungeons and Dragons and how it developed. The other thing that's so exciting and interesting about it is that it started with, what we would call an MVP, a minimal viable product. And it just really, really did not have the gloss and the gleam that I remember as I was a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons and getting the dice and the books and all that sort of stuff. It was essentially photocopied books is how it started, and not really knowing, if people were going to respond or not, but knowing that there was at least a chance because there was some sort of relationship with a pre-existing market. So basically, when you're getting started, that's what you have to worry about, not how many people are on your email list now, not how many YouTube subscribers you have now, but rather, are there competitors that you can compete with, quote unquote compete with, on the market? Are there people already buying whatever it is that you do? And are you laser focused enough on it to create enough content so that you can get an audience growing and you can build some traction? And just as I started in the memory world with 0 subscribers on my YouTube channel, 0 subscribers to my list, 0 purchasers of any books that I created and so forth, so did Jonathan and I start Branding You from 0. We had no particular promise that any of our existing customers were going to want to hear and learn about how that we built our businesses. We only knew that other people were teaching something similar, but they were missing elements that we knew we could bring to the market, particularly when it comes to marketing intellectual products, products that are in very tough niches, and niches that are super, super packed already, and how to figure out how to do that, how to essentially have the mindset to do it. Because something I heard very early on that helped me a lot was from Eben Pagan, which is the principle that there's always room for another drop in the ocean. And this is really, really important to understand that. And that means that you can put yourself in that ocean, and you can be distinguished from the ocean because one drop is not the other drop, so long as you're really aware of what makes you unique and that you're creating value based on what you don't see in the market, what people are not being served with. So in brandingyou.academy, for example, we know that people are not being served by seeing the connections between different online platforms, not seeing how to tie things together, from your YouTube channel to your podcast to your Amazon presence to presence on multiple online course servers or online course platforms, from all of the different things that you can be doing on the internet. And it's just, people aren't really teaching it as a web. And one of the reasons why they don't have this all-inclusive package is because they have a different idea of an ascension model than we do. So they want to sell you first the YouTube package and then sell you how that they would do a podcast as an ascension model. Whereas we took this the other way and thought, how can we just package all of this together so that actually our proposition for you that we're going to teach you, and what we did legitimately and just ultimately ended up co-mentoring each other on it to the point of doing webinars and so forth, is it happened, and it has its strength because of the binding of all of these mediums together on the internet and making sure that there's what we call an ecosystem between them. And so we have something very strong to compete with on the market, because not only can we legitimately teach you that, and we've done it ourselves, but it is something that is so sorely lacking in the market. People are not giving that comprehensive picture. They're not pulling back the curtains on everything that is needed, and particularly for the people that we're speaking to, who are people who have things that are perhaps a little bit more mature, a little bit more with integrity, and that need an audience behind it, need a tribe behind it, and need to have that multi-presence across the internet so that you can develop that traffic that you're going to want and need in order to propel and to grow. But people get caught up in the mind games of starting from zero, and the reality is you're only starting from zero if you haven't confirmed that you actually have other products on the market that people are already buying. And then here's the thing that is such a huge lesson from this book, is that if you have that hungry audience, they're not going to really care if it's a photocopied material that you send out or a really slick book. If it's giving them something that they want and that is not currently serving them in the right way, they're going to jump at it. They're going to want it, and you don't have to have everything super slick. And in fact, people don't really want the corporate version of this, because after this was turned into a corporate model, it just basically slumped from the market, because its original roots, its original je ne sais quoi, whatever it was that made the product and the multiple levels of product and even the cartoon, something about it had to do with these grassroots origins, knowing that it was created by someone just like the people who played the game, because that gives it that passion and, again, that je ne sais quoi. So you've got to think about what that is for you and your business, and that's what we help you do at brandingyou.academy, and then figure out how to tie it all together across multiple platforms so that you're finding that audience and finding the audience that really wants to invest in you and your brand. So thanks for watching this video. I hope that these ideas helped you. If you're struggling with the idea that there's not enough audience for you yet, the thing that you really got to do is just get in there and create the material and get it out there, and then it'll start to accumulate that audience for you, not the other way around. The audience just doesn't come running. So if that helped you out, hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to this channel, then get subscribed now by clicking the subscribe button. We might do some live streams in the near future, so click the bell icon so that you're notified. And if you're worried that people are not going to join you on the internet, then make sure that you're saying click the thumbs up button and hit subscribe in whatever way is comfortable for you, because that's another way that you get the ball rolling. But you don't wait for the audience to come. You go out and you create it and you build it. And that's how you make an empire, even if it's completely out of your imagination. Because if you can imagine it, you can go out and build it and people will follow. So thanks again, and until we speak again, keep on building that online empire.